Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 57, chapter entitled Satrajit murdered, the jewel returned. Text 38 to 42nd. So we'll recite text 41st. Sammantakam darshayitva Sammantakam darshayitva Gyatibhyo raja atmanah Gyatibhyo raja atmanah Vimrijya manina bhuyas Vimrijya manina bhuyas Tasmai pratyarpayat prabho Tasmai pratyarpayat prabho Sammantakam darshayitva Gyatibhyo raja atmanah Vimrijya manina bhuyas Tasmai pratyarpayat prabho Samantakam darshayitva Yatibhyo raja atmanah Vimrijya manina bhuyas Tasmai pratyarpayat prabho Atmanah Samantakam darshayitva Atmanah Matajis, word to word meaning. Samantakam, the Samantaka jewel, darshayitva, after showing, Gyatibhya, to his relatives, Rajaha, the contamination, Atmanaha, falsely heaped upon himself, Vimrijya, wiping away, Manina, with the jewel, Bhuyaha, again, Tasmai, to him, Akrura, Pratyarpayad, offered it back, Prabhu, the Supreme Lord. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: after the Almighty Lord had shown the Samantaka jewel to His relatives, thus dispelling the false accusations against Him, He returned it to Akrura. Purport: for the second time, doubts about the Lord's reputation occasioned by the Samantaka jewel are dispelled by the jewel itself. Indeed, for the second time, the Lord brought the jewel to Dwarka. to establish his integrity there. This amazing series of incidents demonstrates that even when Lord Krishna descended to this world, there is a tendency for his peers to criticize him. The whole material world is infected by fault-finding propensity. And in this chapter, the Supreme Lord demonstrates the nature of his undesirable quality. So we'll read a translation of text 38, 39. Nevertheless, the jewel should remain in your case, O trustworthy Akrura, because no one else can keep it safely. But please show the jewel just once, since my elder brother does not fully believe what I have told him about. In this way, O most fortunate one, you will pacify my relatives. Everyone knows you have the jewel, for you are now continually performing sacrifices on the altars of gold. Purport. Although technically Satyabhama's son had a right to the jewel, the Lord Krishna decided to leave the jewel in the care of Akrura, who was using the jewel's wealth to continually perform religious sacrifices. Indeed, Akrura's ability to perform such rituals on altars of gold was an indication of the jewel's potency. 40th. Thus, shamed by Lord Krishna's conciliatory words, the son of Sofalka brought out the jewel from where he had concealed it in his clothing and gave it to the Lord. The brilliant gem shone like the sun. Purport. We can see in this chapter how a valuable jewel caused so much intrigue, violence and suffering. There is certainly a good lesson for those who desire a trouble-free spiritual life. Text 42, translation. This narration, rich with descriptions of the prowess of Lord Sri Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, removes sinful reactions and bestows all auspiciousness. Anyone who recites, hears, or remembers it means this incident, will drive away his own infamy and sins and attain peace. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 10th canto, 57th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Satrajit Murdered, the Jewel Returned. Please repeat the translation of text 41. After the Almighty Lord had shown the Samantaka jewel to his relatives, thus dispelling the false accusations against him, he returned it to Akrura. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsya Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashada Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So very interesting pastime of the Lord, where apparently Lord is victimized, and not once but twice. Victimized of the rumor. And here it is mentioned second time, Krishna has to prove. So Prabhupada writes in Krishna book that this material world functions like this. It is the way of functioning of material world. And that is why if we read and come to that realization by serving and by chanting, then we will not get further entangled in this material world. We will not get further entangled in this material world. So Prabhupada says in one of the lecture in second canto, where he's talking about how Parikshit Maharaj is cursed. And then Prabhupada said, in previous life he has done many pious activities. How we can understand? We can understand by his Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shribhi. He had all four opulences. That means he has done a lot of pious activities. His life was good, Prabhupada uses these words. His life was good previously also. But now he's got cursed. But Parikshit Maharaj very intelligently accepts it. Even though he had all the power to counteract. But that may lead to further entanglement. But for us, definitely, any reaction from our side will definitely lead to further entanglement. And it will become a hurdle in our liberation journey to Vaikuntha. So this is how material world functions. Any one of you, when you drive your vehicle to go anywhere in Bombay, say from Juhu, even if you go to Andheri, you expect traffic. That's natural. You will expect traffic. It will be very unusual that you are traveling in a daytime and you don't expect traffic. So is traffic to be blamed? We cannot blame the traffic. We cannot blame other vehicles. Because we are also going somewhere, they are also going somewhere, so why they should be blamed? But if we blame, then we'll further get entangled in the process of, in the laws of karma. So any reaction from our side will again lead to further reactions on us. And that is why if you see Srimad Bhagavatam, from first canto till 12th canto, you will see how our acharyas have exemplified, have shown us, are teaching us with their own examples. Parikshit was cursed, he did not revolt, he resigned. Maharani Kunti, she says, okay, whatever happened, happened. Then again we see Prithu Maharaj, 99. Century is not a small number. Even to score a century in cricket is big. It leads to some record. What to talk of 100 Ashwamedh Yagyas. But Brahma could have easily told Indra, that why are you creating this nuisance? Just shut up and sit. You will get your share, accept your share and go. But Lord Brahma is not telling Indra. He is telling Prithu not to go for 100th yagya. It's understood Prithu Maharaj is more intelligent, is more advanced than Indra. Dhruv Maharaj, when he was fighting against Yakshas, he killed 125,000 Yakshas. And then Swayambhuva Manu comes. Very angry he was. Dhruv Maharaj was very angry. Swayambhuva Manu comes. And he tells him, you resign. Resign means leave this activity now. You have sufficiently killed. Of your one brother, you have killed 125,000 yakshas, so just leave it. So he just left. So many incidents in Bhagavatam. Either we, on our own advancement, we take such decisions, or we should be guided by seniors, because we are conditioned souls, so it will be difficult for us to take right decisions all the time. Someone may say, but Prabhu, not all the seniors are pure devotees. They are not Uttama Adhikaris. How can I surrender? True. That is true. But still we must surrender. Why? See, my mind will cheat me. My mind has all the power to cheat me. My mind cannot cheat you. So if I take guidance from you, even though you are a conditioned soul, Kanishta Adhikari possibly, still you will give me proper solution based on scriptures. If you are at least chanting 16 rounds every day and reading Prabhupada books and doing some devotional service, you will not be cheated by my mind. My mind can cheat me, not you. So we can take guidance from anyone. We make it such a fuss. It's such a insignificant thing. But because of my own false ego, all the complications arise. Why shall I take guidance from him? Why shall I listen to this person? Why shall I listen to that person? Who is he? He has come after me in bhakti. Now he has just become, he has a bigger position, so I should listen to him. It's all complications because of false ego. And it will further entangle us. So here Krishna is teaching that how not to get entangled further. So even for Lord Krishna, even for Sri Ram, even for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, here in the purport it says that there are people who will criticize. Even Krishna got criticized. Ram got criticized. Whatever you do, material world, there will be someone who will criticize. Whatever you do. If you see Raja Harishchandra, what he did? He sold his son. And then, because he had to pay money. And then his son died. So wife came, because he was working in a crematorium as an underground undertaker. So then wife said that, I have brought our child. He says, I cannot, do the rituals because I am servant. And until unless you pay something, I'm not going to dig earth for your son. And she's saying, I'm your wife. He's your son. Doesn't matter. Then she was, what she had? She had nothing. She was a queen, but she has nothing now. So she has only one sari. And then she just pulls half of the sari and she tears and takes and gives to King Harishchandra. They take this cloth, and then Harishchandra actually starts the process. Now people will say, see what kind of husband he is. But Lord Brahma comes and glorifies him. Lord Brahma is glorifying. Lord Shiva comes and glorifies, but there will be people who will say, what kind of father he is? First of all, he sold his servant, sold his son. Then he is not even allowing his son for the last rituals. So that is how this material world is. Whatever you do, whoever you are, whether you are a conditioned soul, whether you are a unconditioned soul, whether you are the Supreme Lord, this material world is designed in a way that everyone will be criticized. 2 times Lord was criticized. And both the times he had to bring this Samantaka jewel. He had to prove. So what to talk about us? Now, many a times we cannot prove. Like still, years and centuries and millenniums have passed. Yugas have passed. But still there are people who say, what kind of husband Lord Ram is? He, pushed Mother Sita for this Agni Pariksha. Still people say. So not every time we can prove ourselves. Lord Ram did not do anything to prove himself. So many a times we have to just let go. So let's see what here it is said. Now, Satrajit is killed by Shatadhanva, and Shatadhanva is killed by Krishna. And other, murders happened. The lion, then horse, then who was Satrajit's brother? Prasena. 3 were killed, and then Satrajit was killed, and then Shatadhanva was killed. So, Shatadhanva was so scared of Krishna. He was staying in Dwarka. He knows Krishna's prowess. He was so scared, he took shelter. He knew that Krishna is coming back. Krishna and Balram are coming, and they'll definitely kill him. So, he went to Akrura. What shall I do? He said, whatever you want to do, you do. You're free. You have your free will, use, but don't come to me. See, sometimes it happens. Akrura is a pure devotee. Kritavarma is a pure devotee. But they gave up on Shatadhanva. They only inspired him to kill Satrajit, but now they renounced him. See, that is how world works. Can we blame Akrura? In one way, yes. You inspired him, at least give him shelter. Go and talk to Krishna, please forgive him. It was me and Kritavarma who instigated. But they did not do. Karmana Gahana Gati. How the karma will function, it's very difficult. And then Prabhupada, because I was hearing lecture today morning, this Parikshit Maharaj thing, and then Prabhupada talks about this sannyasi going and meeting 4 different people. Rajaputra, Muniputra, saying how this all is karma. So then Shatadhanva runs. Where he will run? He cannot run away from the Lord. So Lord finally kills him. Now when Lord kills him, he's searching. Like police people, they search. Because he wants the money. He wants to show. Because Krishna's relatives, including Lord Balram, it's mentioned here. Last time some devotee asked me that, because I mentioned that Balaram is also doubting. So it's mentioned here. Krishna is saying, in Krishna book also Prabhupada writes that Balaram also had doubts on Krishna. So then Krishna has to bring the jewel. But Krishna couldn't find. So he comes back. And now everywhere the news, again, second time, the rumor is that Krishna, now it is proven that Krishna has killed Shatadhanva. But Krishna is saying, I don't have jewel. And we all know that jewel is with Shatadhanva. Even if we were there, we would also doubt Krishna. No, Prabhu, I am every day chanting 6 rounds. How will I doubt Krishna? They were Dwarka Vasis. If they can doubt, we are nothing in front of them. They are Nitya Siddhas, we are Nitya Baddhas. They are doubting. So then when we doubt anyone and everyone in the world, that is natural for a conditioned soul. We cannot stop someone doubting on us. So we have to become very mature when we are tested. We have to become very, very mature, and maturity will only come when we advance in bhakti. It's not just by reading scriptures, hearing lectures. If we have not advanced in our consciousness, we can never become mature. I may give big classes sitting here. I may hear a lot. I may chant. But if I have not changed my consciousness, then that will reflect in my behavior. So bhakti is not external. If I am performing bhakti and it is not changing my consciousness, I am doing something else. Which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches Rupa Goswami in Rupa Shiksha, that the water is going to the weeds, which look like Bhakti Lata. And that is why after years of bhakti, quote unquote, years of bhakti, we are still there. Because the water is going to the weeds and not reaching to Bhakti Lata. See, the moment Bhakti Lata starts growing, the creeper of bhakti starts growing. It grows beyond this planet, then it will go to heavenly planets, it will grow further, go to Brahmalok, go further. The moment it grows and goes beyond this planet Earth, that means you are already detached from this earth. You don't want anything from here. It's simple. Then the Bhakti Lata may stop at Swarga planets, heavenly planets. That means you are desiring, performing bhakti, desiring. Krishna says in Chaitanya Charitamrita that shlok. He is performing bhakti but desiring for sense gratification. Okay, not earthly sense gratification, heavenly sense gratification. Then the creeper will further grow, go to Brahmalok. Still we are aspiring. So creeper, whatever desire, the creeper will stop there. So that is why Chaitanya Charitamrita says that do not stop watering till the time creeper reaches the lotus feet of the Lord, takes shelter and gives the desirable result, the fruit of Krishna Prem. So even as the sadhaka, if I am practicing Krishna consciousness and Bhakti Lata has grown out of this earthly atmosphere, that means I don't want anything from this place. So that detachment should come. It has not come. That means that my Bhakti Lata creeper is still there only in the pot. It has not grown out. That's why it says, Srimad Bhagavatam. What is that? Janayati ashu vairagyam. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati ashu vairagyam jnanam chaya dahitukam. Jnana and vairag will come. When will come? Ashu. Immediately. Janayati, it will take birth. You don't bring vairag from outside. You practice Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha. We practice Krishna consciousness, and what will it give birth to as a byproduct? Jnana and vairag. So we should analyze and not analyze others. This analysis is for self. Whether my Bhakti Lata creeper, this Bhakti creeper is going somewhere or still wandering. Then we become more and more attached. Because the water is going to the weeds, and which will eventually lead to offenses. And then we'll get entangled further and further, and we'll have to suffer next life. Reactions will come. So then Shatadhanva was killed and Krishna has no money. How can he prove? But Krishna waits patiently. He is Antaryami, he knows everything. He can immediately say, money is with Akrura. But he knows, he is very quiet. So whenever we are defamed, whether we have done something wrong or not done something wrong in this life, if we are defamed, have patience. And that is the time we become so vulnerable, we get agitated, and we are afflicted with mode of passion and ignorance, and we do something which will further complicate the situation. So just wait. Krishna is waiting. And then perform your bhakti, then see how to proceed. Krishna will give ideas. Then Krishna patiently waited. People started talking in the town because there were so many natural calamities. So people started talking in town of Dwarka that because of Akrura, son of Swaphalka, he is not present because there is a benediction. Wherever he or his father Swaphalka, they were present, there will be no natural calamities. So because Akrura is not here, there are so many natural calamities. Now everyone in Dwarka knew that Lord Krishna is Supreme Lord. How can there be any natural calamity when Supreme Lord is present? Huh? Lord did not say anything. He did not go to the Darbar, assembly and said, all of you except me as Supreme Person of Godhead, still you say because Akrura is not there, all these natural calamities are happening? Have you lost faith on me? No. Patience. Now then when people are talking, then Krishna takes action. And he sends a messenger to bring Akrura back. Because there are so many people talking that if Akrura will come, natural calamities will not be there. No discussion of Samantaka jewel. See how management. But this management can only be done when I am situated minimum at mode of goodness. Sufficiently very good consciousness. He knows everything, but he is quiet. Not every time we have to be quiet. Sometimes when you know, you have to take action also. Like Parikshit knew that Kali is disturbing cow and the bull. And Parikshit took action. If we say, no, Parikshit should be patient, he should not take action. So that is why both sides we have to see. So then Akrura comes and Krishna talks. So sweetly. He says, O Master of the Charity, surely the opulent Samantaka jewel was left in your care by Shatadhanva and is still with you. Indeed, we have known this all along. What Akrura can say? Krishna is saying, oh Master of the Charity, you are doing so much charity because every day this Samantaka jewel will produce 85 pounds of gold. What will you do so much gold? If you have some piety, if you are a little bit dharmic, you will definitely want to, give charity. So Akrura is a devotee, he is giving charity. What is charity? Sometimes, there's big politicians or big businessmen, they want to keep some money so that they can utilize later, but they cannot keep cash, definitely not in bank. So then they convert into diamonds. Easier, no? One small pouch of diamond. we can keep in bead bag crores of diamonds, crores of rupees worth of diamonds, and walk, and people will think you are chanting. This is more than diamond. So they convert into diamond and they keep it. They hide it somewhere. So what is charity? The same thing. You are doing an investment, keeping money with someone so that in this life or in next life you will use. Like if you give to a Veda Parayana Brahmana, then you will get 1 rupee ka 1 lakh rupees next life. What to talk about giving to pure devotee or giving to ISKCON, because ISKCON is managed by Prabhupada, his principles. So it becomes unlimited times, multiplies if you desire. If you don't desire, that is good. If you don't desire, if a devotee performs devotional service and does not accept anything from Krishna, even when Krishna is giving, you do not accept it, what happens? Bhukti mukti siddhi kami sakali ashanta Krishna bhakta nishkama atayeva shanta. Devotee is peaceful. Sudama was peaceful. Prahlad was peaceful. But who was not peaceful? Krishna. When a devotee performs devotional service selflessly and he does not accept anything from the Lord becomes restless because he wants to give. And he becomes so grateful to the devotee. And that is why he glorifies. He finds out opportunities to serve the devotee. So here, you are giving charity. So much charity you are giving. That means you have the jewel. And we have known this all along. We all have known. All Dwarkavasi knew because he is giving so much charity. There was a news, no? I don't know what kind of technology this period had. Definitely much faster than WhatsApp. He is doing charity in Kashi, and the news is already reached to Dwarka that he is giving a lot of charity. And then, since Satrajit had no sons, he says the daughter will inherit. That means Satyabhama, this jewel belongs to Satyabhama. But I can assure you, uncle, because he calls Akrura as uncle, I assure you, Satyabhama is not at all interested in this jewel. But when Satyabhama's son will appear and he will come to a certain age, he will perform that rites, then he will claim the jewel. So that is given in Manusmriti. There is an order given that if husband dies, the property goes to wife. Then son, daughter, this. And eventually if nobody is there, then this goes to Brahmanas. And those Brahmanas, disciples, including brahmacharis. That's what Manusmriti says. So don't become brahmachari for that. But then first of all, you have to find out who has no one, and then you will inherit. So, including brahmacharis. So, and then brahmacharis get there and bring to ISKCON. So then, no need of giving jewel back. That you can keep now in today's verse. Nevertheless, the jewel should remain in your care. O trustworthy Akrura, because you are trustworthy. You will not run away. Because no one else can keep it safely. You are qualified, you can keep it safely. But please show the jewel just once, since my elder brother does not fully believe what I have told him about it. So my relatives, they don't believe. Just show them. And then Akrura, now here also it says, everyone knows you have the jewel, for you are continually performing sacrifice on the altars of gold. And the purport says, now Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, the altar Akrura made was solid gold. That means solid gold altar was rare at that time also. So then his reaction, Akrura's reaction comes, Thus, shamed by Lord Krishna's conciliatory words, the son of Swalpalka brought out the jewel from where he had concealed it in his clothing and gave it to the Lord. The brilliant gem shone like the sun. It covered in the clothing. And gave it. He was definitely ashamed, no? Yeah, because Krishna knows. So when we stand in front of Radharasbihari, he knows everything about us, past, present and future. And still we hide. Still we hide. Thinking that maybe, Krishna is not watching carefully. Maybe he missed out some details. He is seated in our heart as Paramatma. What is that he will not observe? He knows everything. So this pastime where Krishna is stealing the garments of gopis. All this, Krishna was himself like 6 years, 7 years old, 7 years. So gopis were like 3 years, 4 years. But why Krishna did? Why he told all the gopis to come one by one? Don't come in group, come one by one, raise your hands and take away your garments. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains this. Once I was in Govardhan, so who was the devotee? Prabhupada disciple who started Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya, who left his body, Gopi Pranadhan Prabhu. So he was explaining what is the significance of this pastime, why Lord is doing that. So Krishna wants every one of us to come and be completely transparent. We cannot hide anything from Krishna. And we should not hide. We do so many gadbads, Krishna knows, so we should still reveal. Krishna will work out some way to purify us. Otherwise, anyways, Krishna knows. So he was ashamed and he gave the jewel. After the Almighty Lord had shown the Samantaka jewel to his relatives, thus dispelling the false accusation against him, he returned it to Akrura. You don't have to go to Kashi, you stay in Dwarka. The second time he has to prove. So then he showed the jewel to all his relatives and there was peace. You know what? There are few things which makes our mind very restless. And when mind becomes restless, your body cannot be in peace. That's how it's called body-mind index, BMI. It's a connection. You know, many of the devotees, it's not that sometimes we are sleepy, so we stand up and we walk and chant. But sometimes we are not sleepy, still we stand up. Why? Because mind is rushing too much. When there are too many thoughts, your body cannot keep calm. That is why when you have anxiety, you have stress, you have to take some decisions, then we start walking to and fro. Your body will react. So, what makes our mind extremely restless? One of the reason is this rumor. One person spreads rumor about another person, so both are restless because he wants to spread it as fast as possible at the lightning speed. And this fellow is getting more and more frustrated and depressed that, rumors is spreading against me, so he is restless. And then there is audience. Hundreds and thousands and millions of people, they are restless because they are also hearing, relishing it and adding some tadka and spreading it further. And they want to see the reaction because I have spread the rumor, what is going on in the market. So everyone becomes restless when there is rumor. We have witnessed in our life, we all have witnessed in our life. Entire society, entire community gets involved. The Dwarkavasis again and again are talking, twice there is a rumor that Krishna took the jewel. So entire Dwarkavasis are talking. So everyone becomes restless. So dangerous this rumor can be. Forget about what reaction it will bring. Forget who is right, who is wrong. But definitely we'll all become ashanta. Only when you hear the rumor and you are on the side, then can be protected. The Kaliya Daha, the lake where Kaliya was staying, it was poisonous. Even if a bird flies 8 miles above the lake, because of the fumes of poison, the bird will die. So it's all poisonous. An intelligent person will just remain aloof from that lake. That's what we can do. There will be rumors. They are true, they are false, we do not know. But we relish it, we enjoy it, and we get entangled further in laws of karma. And we'll have to suffer for that. If you say that I am chanting, I will not suffer, that is seventh holy name offense. So it should happen. And this is why offenses are happening. And Srila Prabhupada says in one lecture that when we overcome these 10 offenses against the holy name, we have reached the stage of bhava. And how it will be revealed, whether one has reached the level of bhava, one will not be able to control his emotions. Ashta Sattvika Vikar will be there. Will not be able to control. But now, we are trying hard, not even, one drop of tears coming out from our eyes when we are chanting. That means we are offending. So these are offenses. Prabhupada says, if you offend, you will not be able to reach there. So we have to somehow. So these things, they lead to offenses. Vaishnava Prat. Because you do not know what is true. You don't know what is truth, what is lie. Without knowing, we get indulged into rumor. So the best thing is be aside. And if you are the leader of the society, then do something to stop this nonsense. As Krishna is trying to stop this, because he knows everyone will get afflicted. And finally he stopped it. So if I am the audience, I should just keep aloof. If I am the leader, I should stop that. And if I am the victim, quite, time will come when you should talk. Not every time we should talk. So Krishna is showing all three. And then Shukadeva Goswami, he gives Falashruti, because this ends the pastimes. And next is Krishna marries 5 princes. 3 he has already married. Rukmani, Satyabhama, Jambavati. 3 he already got married. It's amazing. All the 16,108 queens of Krishna, Krishna never went to propose anyone. They only came and just Krishna accepted. Yatha mam prapadyante. If you surrender, I'll accept you. So if we surrender, Krishna will accept us. Prabhupada says in one lecture, if you want, why you are envious of Krishna? Why you are envious that Krishna is kissing Gopi? You want, Krishna will kiss you also. But our problem is we don't want to interact with Krishna. We want to kiss Krishna's energy, like Ravana. So we have to be very careful. So, Falashruti, we'll hear what Shukadeva Goswami says. This narration, rich with description of prowess of Lord Sri Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, removes sinful reactions and bestows all auspiciousness. This pastime of Samantaka jewel. Anyone who recites, hears, or remembers, it will drive away his own infamy and sins and attain peace. Yati shantim. The most important thing. Now we may say, I don't want all this. Okay, you don't want all this, you want pure devotion, still you recite this. This is just byproduct. One thing more what we learn from all this entire episode, Satraji did not give the money to Krishna. If he would have given that time, nothing would have happened. Prasena did not give. Jambavan did not give. Shatadhanva did not give. Akrura did not give. Nobody gave to Krishna. And everyone has to face some reaction. Satrajit killed. Prasena killed. Jambavan, 28 days, Krishna gave him a good body massage. When his body was completely shattered, then he understood he is my Lord. That may be past time, but for our learning. Then Shatadhanva killed, murdered. Akrura he also didn't give, then he has to be ashamed. So if we do not give anything which we have to Krishna, then we will have to, because everything belongs to Krishna. Even this body belongs to Krishna. So this verse is there in Bhagavatam, na? Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. What you possess, I will protect, and what you lack, I will bring. So, many a times devotees, not only outsiders here, devotees think that, oh, Krishna will give me opulence. Yes, Krishna has 6 opulences. One of them is wealth, which is what we desire. One is fame, which also we desire. One is knowledge, that also we desire. One is fame, that also we desire. One is bodily strength, that also we desire. But we forget Krishna also has one of the opulence called renunciation, vairag. So if you indulge in bhakti, Shuddha bhakti, Ananya bhakti, then Krishna will protect the vairaga you have, and Krishna will bring more vairaga which you don't have. That also is opulence of Krishna. So be careful. That also will come. So either we develop vairagya, or Krishna will arrange the situation where we'll be forced to arrange vairagya. If nothing works, then death will bring vairagya, at least externally. We will be separated from all the possessions. So better die before you die. So we have to develop vairagya. And give everything to Krishna. Whatever we can give. Give our body. The strength, the body is given by Krishna. The strength in the body is given by Krishna. Everything Krishna is providing. We sleep, we give rest to the body. But we don't want to give rest to all body parts. There is one body part we don't want to give rest, even for a moment. That's called heart. Imagine if our heart, we say, heart Prabhu, you take rest for 2-3 hours. Then what will happen? We will become heartless. And very soon bodiless also. So whatever is body, whatever strength is given by Krishna, we should try to utilize maximum amount of time, energy, money, every resources we have. At least if we are not at the situation when we can give everything, okay, 10%. The next Janmashtami, we should reach 20%. The next Janmashtami, we should reach 30%. So we should all analyze at the time of Janmashtami how much I have progressed in bhakti. So in this way, gradually, we should reach 100%. Ours what happens? We start with 50% and then we sit in front of Krishna. My Lord, can you give me 2% back? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, 3, make it 3, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Next day again, can you give me 2.5% more? So we started with 50 and the attachment increased. Reverse. This has happened. So we should learn to give to Krishna. Whatever we can, maximum, and increase it on a regular basis. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granth-raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
हरे कृष्णा। मेरा एक कमेंट है, वास्तव में प्रभु श्री राम जानते थे कि सीता पवित्र है, उन्हें कोई डाउट था नहीं। लोगों ने उनके ऊपर जो लांछन लगाया, उनके मन में जो डाउट था, ऐसे ना समझ लोगों के लिए सीता जी अग्नि परीक्षा दी और उनका समझने के लिए, प्रभु को समझने के लिए उनको भक्त बनना पड़ेगा। जो भक्त नहीं है, जो प्रभु का जो जन्म कर्म दिव्य, भगवान का जो लीला है दिव्य है, वो समझ नहीं सकते हैं। इसलिए जब मूर्ख लोग हैं वो प्रभु के बारे में अनाप शनाप बोलते रहते, जिनको अक्ल है नहीं। वास्तव में देखा जाए तो जो समझदार है वो समझते प्रभु जो भी करते हैं कि लीला मात्र है। आखिर आग्नि जो है वो प्रभु का ही है और सीता माँ को जला नहीं सकता है, वो उनका सेवक है ना, कैसे जलाएगा। और दूसरा यह है, जब भौमासुर मारने के बाद भगवान श्री कृष्ण 16,100 कुमारी लड़के जो उनके जेल में थी, मुक्त क्या वो प्रभु के शरण में आए और उन्होंने कृपा करके उनको पत्नी के रूप में स्वीकार किया। फिर भी किसी ने कुछ बोला नहीं। अगर बोलते तो प्रभु उनको सुदर्शन चक्र के द्वारा चेकआउट, उनको जिंदा छोड़ते नहीं। राजमाता के बारे में आरोप करने के लिए मृत्युदंड। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Any other question? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanyavad, Prabhuji. Very nicely you told this point of wait patiently when defamation comes. It was very nice that instead of being agitated and it was very nice. And also this example of diamond which you gave, that how anything we do for Krishna, that is like converting it into diamond and then next life. That was also very nice, Prabhuji. 1-2 questions I had, Prabhuji. One was that you were mentioning about maturity, and you were mentioning that how by reading, hearing, chanting, if maturity is not coming, then we are not progressing much. So then how else do we gain maturity in bhakti, which is very important. Again, another very nice point. So if you can please.
How to gain maturity? We are engaged in sadhana. First is we have to continue. We have to continue sadhana. We are not talking about any alternative solution. There is no alternative to bhakti. So bhakti has to go on. Sadhana bhakti has to go on. What we have to see is the application part, whether I am applying or not. Theoretically understanding Bhagavatam, theoretically understanding Bhagavad-gita or lectures may give some sukriti. But until unless I apply, that is the change. No? Two devotees come together in the Gurukula and both are learning from bona fide spiritual master, but one is applying, one is not applying. In Mahabharata, Arjuna is known as Gudakesh because he never used to sleep even in Gurukul. Whole day he would take lessons from Dronacharya, whole night he would practice. So application is missing. Application is directly proportional to maturity. But for application, when we want to apply, it requires lot and lot of tapasya. Because many things it's difficult to apply. Difficult, why? Because my inner, subtle body is not allowing me to apply. My false ego, my mind is not allowing me to apply. So we have to do that tapasya. Second is, we have to avoid as much as possible from the offenses. So then that will give result. Otherwise, this sadhana bhakti will not give desirable result. And third is, take shelter of the pure devotees of the Lord. If these three we do, then maturity will come.
Thank you, Guruji. One more small question. You were mentioning about this rumor, how rumor spoils the community and devotees. So I was thinking that also we hear that the devotee should be tolerant. We know the example of Parikshit Maharaj, Tiriskrita, Vipralabdha, that shloka, that insult also comes, which is covering rumor also. So it comes that the devotee is tolerant. So then in which cases a person should be tolerant, or in which cases he should be very much clarifying the rumor, or very much bent on clarifying the rumor? How to decide that? Thank you.
So how to decide when to have patience and keep quiet, or when to defend and clarify? That's where maturity comes, to decide. There will be two sabjis served to you. So that is where one's intelligence and maturity will come into picture, which is good, which is not good, or which sabji I should take more, or which sabji should I take less. So that is why Lord Ram, he did not keep quiet when there was rumor about Mother Sita, because here Lord Ram is also playing the role of the king. He is not only ordinary husband, he is playing the role of the king. So he took action and let Sita go to Valmiki's ashram. Lord Krishna waited for some time, but then he took action because he is a leader. But there are devotees against whom the rumors are spread, but they keep quiet. Like Jada Bharat, there was not only some abuses hurled on him, he was about to be killed, but he kept quiet because it's individual. So when it is individual, then we should tolerate. If it is not affecting anyone else, if some rumor is spreading against me and I have like say 10 devotees who are looking up to me because I guide them, and I see that unnecessarily my name is getting affected and that will affect their bhakti because their faith on me will get slackened, so then I should take some action just to protect their faith, not to defend my false ego. So as we have leadership position, we have to take some action, but very maturely, very meticulously. If I am individual, like a Babaji, nothing happens, who cares? But if I am guiding people, if people are looking up to me, if I am at a certain position, and I know that it will affect the faith of many people in the society, so then has to be clarified. That's what Lord Ram did. He let Mother Sita go. Otherwise he was ready to give up his kingdom, and he told Lakshmana, you take care of the kingdom, because it will affect the praja. So to protect praja, we have to take action. So we are not taking action because I want to defend myself. I want to prove I am right. I am taking action because I want to protect the praja, protect their bhakti. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Muralidhar.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Just like you tell ki on every Janmashtami we should analyze ourselves whether we have grown in our bhakti or not. So there are two parameters like ahetuki and apratihata. So devotion should be uninterrupted and unmotivated. So the question is like these two parameters are not physical. So how we can measure that ki I am really grown in bhakti? So
how can you say they are not physical? Apratihata, unstoppable bhakti. Don't sleep. Chant. That's physical, no? Don't do prajalpa. Read. That is physical. we are stopping bhakti and doing something else, that is physical. And causeless. We don't want anything. I'll still perform bhakti. I don't want anything. Both are physical. Nothing in Krishna consciousness is impractical. It's a science. Why do you sleep 6 hours in the night? Don't sleep, just read Bhagavatam whole night. That's physical. So when we are very young, we are not sufficiently mature, then we cannot do self-analysis. That is why we need guidance. Our self-analysis will only be little bit. If we do too much analysis at a young age, when I am not mature in Krishna consciousness, then I will become mad. Too much thinking. It will lead to paralysis. Paralysis by analysis. So we have to take guidance. That is why we need Guru. After certain maturity, it's not that you don't need Guru, but you can do some certain, like a doctor. A doctor can analyze himself also. He may not be able to cure. He may have to go to senior doctor to cure. But at least he can do primary investigation, diagnosis and some analysis he can do. A patient cannot do. So immature person, like we are young in Krishna consciousness, we are like patient. At certain point of time we grow, we come to a level, then we become like a doctor. But there's always a senior doctor, there's always a superintendent. So we should not do, we have to balance. Taking feedback from, sometimes we have a tendency to take feedback from everyone. Why? Because it pumps up our false ego. Prabhu, what do you think about me? And nobody will say straight. Nobody will talk with complete honesty. We know that. That is why we ask them. So we don't need feedback of everyone. It will be only confusing. If you go to anyone and everyone, then you will get completely confused in Krishna consciousness. What to do? So that is why we have a line. We follow that. Yesterday, this shloka, Bahu Shastre, Bahu Vakya. So Bahu Shastre, Bahu Vakya, what it will do? Brahman. Tattva Brahman. And it's one of the anarthas. Tattva Vibramata. So if we read many books, we hear, Vakya means we hear from many people. That is where we get affected. It's not only outside, even in inside. If we hear everyone and anyone, different people have different consciousness. If you hear, and not only different consciousness, they have different understanding. And there are different angas of bhakti. Someone will focus on one particular activity of bhakti, someone will focus on another activity of bhakti, but you will get confused. That is why we need guidance, constant guidance. We need one mother to feed us. Small babies, they are fed by one mother. They are not fed every day by different mothers. But when he grows up, then he can, eat something from different people. But still, he has a strong connection with his mother. So we have to have same connection with our Guru. That Guru Parampara has to be followed. Hare Krishna. One more question, Madhav Sundar Prabhu. Madhav Sundar Prabhu will ask question and give answer. Bhakti Vaibhav student.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very inspirational class. Prabhuji, you were mentioning that we can take guidance from anyone because that who is giving guidance, he will not cheat others. His mind can cheat himself. So I want to clarify. There are some cases from whom somebody taking guidance and they cheated their fellow devotees. So how we can see this, your point in that aspect?
See, now here I said don't take guidance from everyone and anyone. And there I said take guidance from anyone. Confusing. Bahu Vakya, Bahu Shastre. So, and then you say that people cheat also. If one teacher in your college cheats you, will you leave the college? So there might be someone who has, ulterior motive. So it's okay. You will get once cheated, you will get twice cheated, then you will learn. And we depend on Krishna. Because if I'm cheated and I'm not able to understand I'm cheated, I'm not able to stop the person, already I'm cheated, then we take it as karma. So different stages. Bhakti has 9 stages, different stages, but they are not different stages. They are classified into different stages, but there is only one stage called Shraddha. So for Shraddha, it will go to Sadhu Sangha. When your Shraddha increases, then you will take association of sadhus. When your Shraddha increases, then you will start bhajan. What is prema? Complete Shraddha. So it's one thing, but different stages it's called differently. So when you know that person is cheating you, then you should protect yourself. If you are not able to understand and you get cheated, then you accept it as a karma. Shukadeva Goswami speaks in 10th canto when Kansa is killing Devaki, about to kill Devaki. So there Shukadeva Goswami says one should try to protect one's life, because that has to be engaged in Krishna's service. But when you are not able to protect, then you just raise hand, let it go. So you have to understand. So if you get cheated by one person, that does not mean that you will not take shelter of anyone else. What my context was that other person may have ulterior motive, but your mind cannot cheat him. Your mind can cheat you. That is why we need an extra. That is why we are not listening to Paramatma. We are not listening to books. So we need Guru. Yesterday, Akhand Leeladhar Prabhu was saying, because we are listening to mind. So other devotee, he may not be very highly qualified, but it is better than listening to our mind. So if you don't take guidance in that way, at least have discussion. Say your mind is saying that I should do this, but you are not very sure. Then you talk to 2-3 devotees, even if you are equals. That can I do this? What do you think? They say, no, you'll get entangled. So that is one thing. And taking guidance, when I said take from anyone and everyone, sometimes we don't select the authorities. They are given to us. So suppose you are engaged in some service and you are told that, he is your senior, follow him. So that time we are not able to follow because of our false ego. Just follow. It's just management things. It's not something spiritual. No senior, however contaminated he may be, he will never tell you that, break 4 regular principles. Don't chant Hare Krishna mantra. Chant any other mantra. Service related, we have to just, okay. You will decide that, okay, let us go for book distribution in the evening, 5 to 9. And senior says, no, let us go from 3 to 7. It's okay, what's the big deal? Ultimately we surrender. That is where I was. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.